Team, happy Friday. This is the math review video for Friday, May 8th, which is also my little brother's 21st birthday. Happy birthday, Jamie. But more importantly, it's your last day before the weekend. So go get a piece of paper and a pencil, and we will jump in. We're going to start with this first problem, and I will give you about 2 minutes to solve it. It's really similar to what you guys have been doing with Miss Dixon every day. So you should have all the strategies you need to solve it really successfully. Had a bag of 42 carrots. He wanted to split them evenly between himself and 5 of his friends. How many carrots will each person get? Show or explain your thinking. Well, before I jump in, I want to make sure that I'm highlighting the most important information. 42, definitely important because that shows me how many carrots he had all together. Now, if he split them between himself and 5 friends, that means that he split them 6 ways. So, no, 6 is also going to be an important part of the number. So, an important part of the problem. Go ahead and solve this problem. We'll give you 2. Okay, so let's first just talk about the information we have here. This is definitely a division problem because I have a total and I know one of my parts. But I need to figure out, am I missing a am I missing the number of groups or am I missing the number in each group? So I know he has 42 carrots. So I'm going to write that down right here so I don't forget. And I know he wants to split them between himself and 5 friends. Now, people might not have figured this out, but I'm not trying to divide it by 5. It's himself and 5 friends. I'm trying to divide it by 6 equals blank. This is my total. This is my part, and I'm missing my other part. Okay, so sorry, I hope that you couldn't hear that annoying sound. All right, so this is my total. Am I missing the number in each or am I missing the number of groups altogether? Well, I know that there are 6 different groups. I need to figure out how many carrots will each person get. So this is the number of groups, and I'm missing the number in each. So I'm solving to figure out how many are in each. Let's start with 42. And one strategy I could use is to draw 42 carrots and then make 6 equal groups. But that would take me a really long time and I'm kind of lazy. So instead, I'm going to start at 42 and count backwards by 6s until I get to 0. 42, 35, sorry. I totally messed that up. I need to go backwards by 6s. So 42 minus 6 is 36, not 35. I'm so sorry. 42, 36, 30, 24. Now remember, I started at my total and I'm counting backwards by 6s because that's the number of groups I have. 18, 12, 6, 0. Wow, good catch, Miss Cashin. It's a good thing I did not make that mistake the whole time. Now that I have counted backwards by sixes, because that's the number of groups I have, I got to figure out how many were in each group. To do that, I just have to count my halves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I know that each group, each person has 7 carrots. 42 divided by 6 equals 7. Remember, 42 was my total. 6 was the number of groups, and 7 is the number in each. All right, now you're going to jump into some halves. You can go ahead and start solving, show what half of each number is. All right, let's move on to our second problem now. I need to figure out what half of each number is. Now, some of you might just know this stuff right from your brain. That's fantastic. I'm going to give you a strategy that I've been using with friends who are having trouble dividing numbers that have an odd number into the tens column in half. All right, so let's look at the number 14. One way to split it into half is to just know. Another way to split it into half is to split in the tens and the ones. I know half of 10 is 5, and half of 4 is 2. 5 plus 2 is 7. So my answer is 7. Now let's look at 32. There's another way that we can do this. You might just know that half of 30 is 15. If you just knew that in your brain, that's fantastic. Not everyone does. So instead, I can say, okay, I know half of 2 is 1, already done there. Now let me divide up 30 into half. Well, 33 is an odd number in the tens column, so it's going to be kind of hard to just split right up in my brain. But I do know that 20 plus 10 is 30. Then I can easily split 20 into half and 10 into half. Half of 20 is 10, half of 10 is 5, and then I add my 1. 10 plus 5 plus 1 equals 16. Of course, you might just have known that half of 30 was 15 and then added 1 because it's half of 2. If you knew that in a flash, that's fantastic. All right, let's do it with 56. Half of 6 is 3, so my ones are taken care of. 50, you might just know that half of 50 is 25. The way I remember it is because you have 2 quarters and 50 cents, and 1 quarter is 25 cents. If you got stuck, you can do 40 plus 10 because that is also equal to 50. Half of 40 is 20. Half of 10 is 5. And then add that 3 from the ones. 20 plus 5 plus 3 is 28. Cool. 74. Now, again, you might just know what half of 70 is in your brain. If so, that's fantastic. If not, you will definitely know 70 is 60 plus 10. Half of 60 is 30. Half of 10 is 5. And half of 4 is 2. Remember, I'm just splitting the tens into an easier way to break it down, but I never forget to add in half of the ones. 30 plus 5 plus 2 equals 37. All right, 98. Half of 8 is 4. 90 is 80 plus 10. Half of 80 is 40. Half of 10 is 5. 4 more. 40 plus 5 plus 4 is 49. Another way to do that might just be that you know half of 100 is 50, which makes sense because half of 10 is 5. And if you were to go one more back because or two more back because 98 is just two less than 100, you might be able to figure out that 49 two times is 98 and 50 just because 52 times is 100. Great. Let's do our last problem of the week. Miss Parquette has 45 cents. She wants to buy coffee for 125. How much more money does she need? Draw the coins she needs. I'm going to go ahead and annotate to figure out the important parts that I need to remember. She has 45 cents. She wants something that's 125. I need to figure out the difference between these numbers to figure out how much more money she needs. Go ahead. This is a two-part problem. So I'll give you 2 minutes. Okay, so first of all, let's figure out how much more money she needs before we draw the coins. Because like I said before, this is a two-part problem. So I know that the total she needs is 125, and she only has 45 cents right now. I'm going to draw a bar graph so I can keep track of all of that info. Let's see. Okay, the money she needs altogether is 125. I'm just going to write 125 because I know $1.25 is really just 125 cents. Now, the money she has now is 45 cents. What do I need to do to figure out the missing part? I need to subtract. I need to do 125 minus 45. Now, you might just want to hold 45 in your head and count on till you get to 125. But I also wanted to show you the algorithm because that works too. 5 minus 5 is 0. 2 minus 4, can't do it. Go next door, get 10 more. So that 1 becomes a 0. 12 minus 4 is 8. So she needs 80 cents. That's a little cent sign. Hope it's visible. She needs 80 cents. Now I can look at the second part. Draw the coins that she needs. I need to figure out how I can show the coins that she is missing. How can I make 80 cents? There's a couple different ways. This is kind of a fun problem. I could draw 10 dimes because every dime is 10, sorry, not 10 dimes, 8 dimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because that's 80 cents. I could draw 3 quarters, 25, 50, 75, and a nickel, because 75 plus 5 is 80 cents. I could draw 16 nickels, but I don't think I want to do that. Or I could draw 80 pennies, but that doesn't seem to make sense either. I think the ones that make the most sense are 3 quarters and a nickel, 25, 50, 75, and then 80, or just 10 dimes. All right, team, have an awesome weekend. I will see you on Monday.